Well, I was inspired for ministry by youth ministry. When I was in high school, I committed my life to Christ through the ministry of Young Life, a national high school organization. And I just wanted to work with youth ever since. And I went to seminary and I never became a youth minister, but then it's the call of the church. I answered the call of God to ministry to try to introduce youth to the Christian faith, to see how having Christ in their lives will really make a difference in their life. But the church had other needs as well, and when you are ordained, you make vows to serve Christ in His church, and when the church says we want you to do this or that, you at least owe it to discern if that's a possibility for you, and then the church discerns what they want you to do. One of the big things that the church today can learn from Absalom Jones is perseverance, stick-to-itness. When Richard Allen and Absalom Jones were disrespected at St. George's Methodist Church back there in the 18th century, Richard Allen's path of resistance was to have the African American population build their own church and eventually their own denomination. Absalom Jones said, we're staying with the Episcopal Church, and we are going to force the church to deal with us and to deal with its racial attitudes and with its systemic racism and with slavery. What the church needs to learn today is the courage to stay, the courage to fight, the courage to stick it out over the long term. That's what we can learn from Absalom Jones. The church is not only a place of respite and care, loving care for its members, and that's very important, but the church exists for mission. Mission means to be sent out. The church is equipped with a message, and this message from God through Jesus Christ is this. In Christ, God is reconciling all the world to Himself and has given us the ministry of reconciliation. That's in 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter. And so the church's role in combating systemic racism is precisely that, to be that moral voice of clarity about what God intends, what's God's vision for all of us in the world, that we are basically all God's children. The second thing is the church has a role in giving dignity to every human being. We see the face of Christ on everyone, no matter what their color, their race, their creed, their religion. We see the face of God in them. So when it comes to systemic racism, the church has a duty as an institution to raise its voice whenever we see that occurring in the world today. If Absalom Jones were in the world today, I think he would say this: don't be fooled if you've had any success in your life. Don't be fooled by saying, oh, God must always be blessing everything I do because look at what I have. I think he would challenge the church, and especially the Episcopal Church today, which is very blessed by many resources. He would challenge us to say, how are you using those resources? And don't believe that God's just blessing you because you're good. We are blessed by God to do good and to do good in the world. I think Absalom Jones would remind us of that. It cost him dearly. His courage cost him. He had to work hard. I think he might think that too many parts of the church today are complacent with things just as they are, and complacent with the powers that be. He would challenge us to always be challenging with the message of Christ of reconciliation of all things.